my kids love. It goes great in tacos, it goes great over rice. It's a great meal if you want to feed a crowd. So I'm going to show you how simple it is to prep a raw Tex Mex chicken freezer meal. We are going to double it because we are working on a budget, and by doubling your recipe, not only do you get 2 meals ready to go, but they also end up being extremely budget friendly because we shop in bulk, and that saves us money. So let's prep 2 Tex Mex chicken. I'm going to grab the ingredients. Here is a great meal prepping tip for you. If you are meal prepping in your kitchen, I always make sure that I have a trash can next to me. There's going to be a lot of stuff, even these little annoying stickers that we are going to be throwing away. And you don't want to have to continuously run back and forth, especially when you have the raw chicken and things like that. Having a trash bag makes all the difference when you're meal prepping. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my meat. I'm going to grab some gloves so that I can keep everything from getting contaminated. Love having some disposable gloves. You want to make sure that they are food grade and they don't have that weird white stuff on them. If you think of like hospital gloves, they've got the white stuff. These are food prep gloves, and I just love having them because then I can easily grab my raw meat. Okay, this is our first ingredient. We are going to throw in 3 pounds of chicken thighs into each bag. I prefer using chicken thighs to chicken breasts when I'm cooking my recipes in the slow cooker because it comes out way more flavorful, way more juicy. I just think it tastes way better. So I am not a huge fan of chicken breast when it comes to using my slow cooker. We're doing, you can do 2 to 3 pounds in each bag. All right, we've almost got that. There we go. First ingredient done. I am going to add 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch into each bag. You can use cornstarch for this, but tapioca starch is a gluten-free alternative to cornstarch, and I prefer to be more in that gluten-free side of things because it bothers me to have too much gluten. So you can also use arrowroot starch for this. Either option is great. This is also going to thicken up the sauce when the recipe is cooking. All right, we've got our starch in there. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 1 green pepper into each bag. So we'll cut those into 1-inch strips. I love using a serrated knife for green peppers. It'll be super easy. Handy dandy trash can right next to me. There we go. We're just doing 1-inch strips for these recipes. I'm gonna dump that in. Do the next one. Okay, what is next? We need 1 large onion cut into thin strips. Now this is an extra large jumbo onion, so I'm gonna do half in each bag. Onions make me cry very often, so we will see how I get through this situation. All right. They can be on the thicker side because our green onions are thicker and everything's gonna cook slowly, so about that big, and then you wanna just break it up as you stick it in there. There we go. We are done chopping for this recipe. The rest of it is just going to be stuff in. So I am going to add in, that onion's getting me a little bit. I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm adding in 1.5 cups of salsa into each one of these bags. Each one of these salsas actually ended up coming to 16 ounces. Oh, that onion's still getting me. So I'm just gonna dump the whole thing in. So you wanna use 1.5 to 2 cups of salsa. All right. There we go. You can also make your own salsa if that is your vibe. All right, let's see what is next. 1 cup of black beans. So I'm gonna take 1 can, I'm gonna rinse these out and split these in half. One can of black beans comes to about 1.5 cups to 1 3/4 cups, but instead of then having to overdo it on the beans, I probably could put 1 can in each. I am just going to split this 1 can between the two and call it a day. Cool. Only a couple more ingredients and we're done with 2 dinners. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of garlic powder next in each, 2 teaspoons in each. I had to buy a new one. I go through garlic powder like crazy. We love garlic powder in this house. All right, 2 teaspoons. I'm using 1/2 teaspoon because I don't know where my 1 teaspoon is because things seem to always just go missing. All right, 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of cumin in each. And then 2 teaspoons of salt. Last thing we've got is 1 teaspoon pepper in each. And we're done with 2 dinners, 2 Tex Mex Chicken. Super healthy, super delicious. My favorite way to eat this is on a bed of rice and then topping it off with your favorite taco toppings. The last thing you're gonna do is you always want to squeeze out as much air as possible. The way I do this is I leave a small opening on the side. I like to press down as hard as I can to get that air out, and then I close it. Then you're going to want to flatten it, and that's how this is going to freeze in your freezer. What's white in there? Oh yeah, the tapioca starch, okay. So this is a really easy way that people who want to cook good meals at home but don't know how to cook, don't feel comfortable cooking, or can't cook for themselves anymore can enjoy really delicious, healthy home-cooked meals. All right, that's it. That's how you make a healthy homemade Tex-Mex chicken that you will absolutely love. Feel free to add in some corn if you'd like, extra beans, whatever it suits your flavor. And this one comes from meal plan number 7 in our A Year of Meal Plans on a Budget.